welcome back to another episode. In this one, we're going to talk about one of my favorite things chocolate. Chocolate is made from the fruit of cacao trees, which are native to Central and South America. The fruits are called pods, and each pod contains around 40 cacao beans. The beans are dried and roasted to create cocoa beans. It's unclear exactly when cacao came to be or who invented it, though it's thought that the Olmecs used it to create a ceremonial drink. The Olmecs passed their cacao knowledge to the Maya. They used chocolate drinks in celebrations and to finalize important transactions and ceremonies. Despite chocolate's importance in Mayan culture, it wasn't reserved for the wealthy and powerful, but readily available for almost everyone. Mayan chocolate was thick and frothy and often combined with chili peppers, honey, or water. The Aztecs took chocolate admiration to another level. They believed cacao was given to them by their gods. Like the Maya, they enjoyed the caffeinated kick of spiced chocolate beverages in ornate containers. They also used cacao beans as currency to buy food and other goods. Aztec chocolate, called oxacatl, was mostly an upper class extravagance, although the lower classes enjoyed it occasionally at weddings or other celebrations. While no one knows exactly when chocolate arrived in Europe, although it's agreed it first arrived in Spain. No matter how chocolate got to Spain, by the late 1500s, it was a much loved indulgence by the Spanish court, and Spain began importing in 1585. As other European countries visited parts of Central America, they also learned about cacao and brought chocolate back to their countries. Soon, chocolate mania spread throughout Europe. With the high demand for chocolate came chocolate plantations. With European palates weren't satisfied with the traditional Aztec chocolate drink recipe, they made their own varieties of hot chocolate with cane sugar, cinnamon, and other common spices and flavorings. Chocolate arrived in Florida on a Spanish ship in 1641, and it's thought the first American chocolate house opened in Boston in 1682. By 1773, cocoa beans were a major American colony import, and chocolate was enjoyed by people of all classes. During the Revolutionary War, chocolate was provided to the military as rations. Chocolate was also provided as rations to soldiers during World War II. When chocolate first came on the scene in Europe, it was a luxury only the rich could enjoy. But in 1828, Dutch chemist Conrad von Houten discovered a way to treat cacao beans with alkaline salts to make a powdered chocolate that was easier to mix with water. The process became known as Dutch processing, and the chocolate produced is known as cacao powder or Dutch cocoa. Van Houten supposedly also invented the cocoa press, although some reports state his father invented it. The cocoa press separated cocoa butter from roasted cocoa beans to inexpensively and easily make cocoa powder. For much of the 19th century, chocolate was enjoyed as a beverage, and milk was often added instead of water. In 1847, British chocolatier J. S. Fry and Sons created the first chocolate bar molded from a paste made of sugar, chocolate liqueur, and cocoa butter. Swiss chocolatier Dan Peter is generally credited for adding dried milk powder to the chocolate, creating milk chocolate in 1876. It wasn't until several years later that he worked with his friend Henry Nestle, and together they created the Nestle Company and brought milk chocolate to the mass market. By the late 19th century and early 20th century, family chocolate companies such as Cadbury, Mars, and Hershey were mass producing a variety of chocolate confections to meet the growing demand for the sweet treat. Most modern chocolate is highly refined and mass produced, although some chocolatiers still make their chocolate creations by hand and keep the ingredient as pure as possible. Milk chocolate contains more milk and dairy fat, giving it a creamy texture and lighter brown color with less bitter flavor than dark chocolate. Dark chocolate contains little to no milk and is mostly compromised of cocoa solids, cocoa butter, and sugar. It's often semi-sweet and has a slightly bitter flavor. White chocolate doesn't contain any cocoa solids. The lack of this ingredient gives it the white coloring. It contains cocoa butter, milk, and sugar. In moderation, chocolate can actually have health benefits. All three types of chocolate generally have the same nutritional value, though white chocolate often has more calories. 1 tablespoon of each type of chocolate contains roughly 1 gram of protein, 8 grams of sugar, and 4.5 grams of fat. Milk and white chocolate have some calcium, and dark chocolate has a little bit of dietary iron. The healthiest option is dark chocolate. It's rich in antioxidants and provides cardiovascular benefits by reducing inflammation, protecting the skin from oxidative damage, and helping to improve cognitive function and mood. It may also reduce the risk of developing diabetes. Chocolate can be addictive because it contains compounds that trigger the brain's reward system, which can lead to feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. Sugar activates the brain's reward system by releasing dopamine levels. Fat enhances the overall sensory experience and texture of chocolate. Some chocolate has caffeine, which stimulates the central nervous system, making you feel more awake and alert. Theobromine is a plant molecule and central nervous system stimulant. Tryptophan is an amino acid that helps form the neurotransmitter serotonin. Phenolphthalein is a central nervous system stimulant that releases the neurotransmitters norepinephrine and dopamine. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time.